this is LAB7 of EE542. So the LAB7 for us is Android phone-based IoT interactions with Node-RED and AWS IoT. So we have used a few tools over here, and those tools are Node-RED. It is a flow-based development tool which we have used, and it was developed by IBM. And this we're gonna download. This is gonna make us use it for visual programming. And after that, we have used AWS IoT, which is a cloud service which is offered by AWS, as we can see right here. And we have used Springboard as well, which is an open source IoT platform that enables for us scaling and development purposes. So the steps we go through for this lab is given right here. We have followed all of the steps, and so let us begin. So first, we need an Android phone to do this lab. So here we have downloaded two apps from the Play Store, Google Play Store. They are namely Termux and Termux API. The links for that are right here. So we have downloaded using that. And after downloading these two apps, uh, basically Termux is nothing but an Android terminal emulator and a Linux environment application that works directly with no routing or setup required. It's pretty simple to download. So once we download the Termux, we open the app, and after opening the app, we run all of these commands. So install, we update, upgrade, and install all of this. And after that, we run the Node-RED. So once we hit that, the Node-RED starts running on our phone. So after that, we open another session uh, in the no, in the Termux app, and after opening the session, we run the ifconfig command because we want to know the IP address. So here we can see the inet address of our mobile, and after that we run this command that is nothing but, let me show you. After that we are going to run this command termux sensor minus L. It is going to list all of the sensors which are there on our phone. So we are basically trying to record the light sensor activity on our phone. So the light sensor, as we can see here on our phone, is CT1011 ambient light. So that is the name of the light sensor which is there on our particular Android phone. So we are done with installing the Termux and the Termux API, and we have started Node-RED on our Android phone. We have opened a new session in the Termux app, and after opening, we know the IP address of a phone right now and the name of the light sensor on a particular Android phone. So after that, we need to open Node-RED on a browser. So it would be better if we do it on a larger screen, as in our laptops. So the way to do that is we know the IP address right now, which is this one. We got this through running ifconfig command. So we use that IP address and we gave the port 1880. So this we paste on the browser, and once we run it, we'll get the Node-RED over here on our browsers. So once we get that, next we need to set it up. So for this, we copy paste a JSON file. So the JSON file which is given for us over here, the JSON content, as you can see, is this. So we import this to our clipboard on the Node-RED interface, and once we do that on our browser, we are going to get this flow, as you can see right here. So once we get this flow, we need to make a few changes to this flow. So for the exec block here, we are going to change it. We are going to give the command as termux sensor minus s and the name of our light sensor minus n1. So this is the command for our execution, and this is our HTTP request block. So we need to make a few changes over here as well. And those changes, as you can see, we need to set it to post. And after setting it to post, we need to connect it. So we need to get the endpoint address which is there on our AWS IoT core. And the way to do that is first we need to set up on the AWS cloud, that is IoT core. So the procedure to do that is this. So let me go through that first, then I'm going to come back to this. So here, first we create a new device in AWS IoT, which is a cloud service which is offered by AWS. So we create a policy under secure tabs, and we give IoT colon star for all IoT actions, and under resource ARN, we're going to give star, that is to allow all the devices and topics. So then we're going to create a new thing under the manage tab. And after we do that, we're going to choose one-click certificate creation. So once we do that, we are going to get a different set of things, such as our certificate, public key, and private keys. And we download all of that into one folder. And after that, we also download Amazon Root CA1 certificate. We can download Amazon Root CA1 or Amazon Root CA free certificate. It doesn't matter. We can download any one of them. After that, we need to make changes to our flow, which we opened in our browser here in the Node-RED. So I already told this. In the exec block, we input this command. If you just double click, you're gonna get a field. There in which you are gonna have a field named as command. So you just enter this termux sensor minus L minus S, the light sensor name, and minus N1. So once you do that, as we can see here, I have entered that. Then after that, the get the number node, you need to change it to the name of the sensor. As you can see, I've done that as well. And we need to change this HTTP request block. So what changes need to be made there? Let us see. So we are gonna double click on the HTTP request block, and we are gonna change the method to post, and we're gonna copy the URL which is there on the AWS IoT, so that we can get it from the AWS IoT over here. So this is the URL. So that is to identify the thing on our AWS IoT core. So you just copy paste it, you double click here, you change it to post, and after changing it to post, you copy paste this Amazon IoT core things URL, and after that, at the end, you copy this yellow part and you paste it over there. You paste it after this. So once you do that, next you need to go into once you do that, next there will be a box for enable secure SSL and TLS connection, and you need to leave it as TLS connection and open the properties over there. So then you need to upload a set of things which you downloaded before while creating a thing. So those were root certificate, private key, and certificate files. So we upload all of that to that HTTP request node. So after that, we go back to this. So we made three changes. One over here, putting in the command, changing the name of the get node to the name of the light sensor. Then in HTTP request, we change it to post. Then we copied the URL, and after that we copied the yellow part at the end of it, and we go into properties, and in properties we have uploaded all the certificate key, private key, and Amazon root CA certificate. Then we are done with setting up this thing. Then we start running it. So once we start running it, it will establish a connection, and you should start seeing messages such as this message, okay, trace ID, XXXX. So once you're done with this, you need to check in AWS IoT core whether you're getting it or not. So you can go into the test tab, and whatever the topic name you have given right here, my topic, you could have changed this to anything like Sukruth topic or Veda topic, for example. So that topic name you give it there in the test tab. So you subscribe to the topic, and you're gonna see the packets over there. You can see the flow, and that's about it. So you'll be getting that packets on right here. And once you're done with this, the next step that you need to do is visualizing data in the AWS IoT. Now I've connected the connected my Android phone to my AWS IoT core, and I'm gonna show how it's done. So here, as we can see under manage, I've set up a thing which is Sukruth's IoT device, and the type which it belongs to is type 1, and the group which it belongs to is group 1. So the ARN which we use in the HTTP request block, I got this from here. This ARN plus
this last part that I had given in the HTTP request block, and we can see from here that in the secure tab this certificate is currently active, and we have this policy which I have set up. So I have Node-RED running on my Android phone right now. So I've connected to the light sensor. So both of us did our project. So this is steps 1 through 7 which I'm going through right now. My teammate's gonna explain the step 8, that is working with things board. So now let me show that the data from the light sensor on my Android phone is being received. For that I'm gonna go to test, and I'm gonna go to the topic. I'm gonna subscribe to the topic. So the topic name which I gave in the HTTP request was Sukruth topic, and my phone is currently running right now the Node-RED. So let me subscribe to this topic, and it should come over here, the light sensor values. So as you can see, we can see the light sensor values. It's around 119, 112. So I'm gonna make it dimmer right now by keeping my thumb on the light sensor which is near the selfie camera. So it should decrease right now. So see, it decreased to 2. So let me just provide the light sensor with more light, so that I have removed the thumb right now. I'll provide it with a more light so that you'll be able to see that the sensor value is gonna increase. So give me a second, and I'm giving more light. The sensor value should boom up. So it's booming up. Okay, now I'm gonna reduce the light. Yeah. So as you can see, we are receiving the sensor data here right now. So we have achieved this. Now we need to proceed through step 8. So let's go ahead and do that.
So here we have created an EC2 instance, and this is our public DNS IPv4. Now we'll go in our terminal, and LAB7 is a folder where our security key is. So we do an SSH, and as you can see we have put the DNS at the end. And now we start thingsboard by giving sudo service thingsboard start command, and we got no error, so it has started. Now we open a new tab, and to open thingsboard we would need the IPv4 public address of our instance. Put that, and we append 8080 port, which is the port on which thingsboard is working. And this is our thingsboard. We have registered as a tenant. Now we have to open our Node-RED. So our Node-RED IP address is 92.168.0.17, and we have to append port 1880. As you can see here, it shows as Node-RED. We open that, and this is our flow that we have created using the import file. Here we have to change the URL in HTTP request module. The previous URL that we were using was for AWS IoT. Here we have to use for thingsboard. So my public IP is here, and the next part here is token that comes from the device you generate in thingsboard. So let us see now how to create a device. So we have to go in devices. As you can see, I have created a Node-RED device, but I'll show how to create a new one. So you create add new device, you give the name, which would be, let's say, temp, and then you give device type, that can be anything. We have given light sensor here. Now here a device is created, and you can see that you can get an copy access token button, and the device token has been copied, and that you post it in the Node-RED HTTP request module at the end, and this is what your URL should look like. Now we have to save the changes and deploy this flow again. Here we have to now create a widget that would show a real-time graph of light sensor. We go in the device that we created. We have to add a widget, but before that, we have to add an entity. So we go in entity alias, and then we add alias. Here, alias name would be, let's say, light sensor, and the filter type would be device type. And we have already generated a device type called light sensor, and we add it. And now we will save the entity alias and then create a new widget. Here we select charts in current bundle, and in charts we want a real time graph, so you can see many options are available, but we go with the continuous one, which is this. And in data sources we add the two values that we are getting from our device, that is Android phone, which is light sensor and date and time, and we add them together. And as you can see, we are getting a real time graph, but there is no variation since I'm not changing the position of my phone. Now I'm going to put a flashlight on the Android phone light sensor, and you will see a big spike. Here you can see like there's a big spike in light. Now I'll remove the flashlight and it should go down. As you can see, there is a variation in light sensors reading as I move the flashlight over the Android phone and remove it. And thus we get a real-time graph of all the sensors that are there in the Android phone by creating new widgets for each sensor and modifying the flow.